What is up, everybody? It's Cobes here, and today I am back with a Fortnite video. In today's video, I will be ranking every single battle pass skin from worst to best. But there's a twist to this video. We're going to be ranking the tier 1 skins to start it off, and we're going to end off at the tier 100 skins. So if you guys disagree with me at any point throughout this video, well, why don't you leave your full list in the comments section? I would really like to see it. This might be a longer video, but I'll try to speed through certain skins that I just don't care to talk about, that are so bad I don't even care to talk about them. The tier 1 skins are, of course, what we're going to start off with. My least favorite tier 1 skin, at our number 8 spot, I had to give it to the Huntress. There literally is not one thing appealing to me. I never used this skin. I never used it when it first came out. I don't care about it. If you guys like it, feel free to tell me in the comments section. Moving on to my number 7 spot, I gave it to the Battlehawk. For me, the Battlehawk is very similar to the Huntress. It has a very similar brown color scheme that does not appeal to me. Certain brown skins, yeah, they can appeal to me. Like, let's say the Sleuth, for example, the detective skin. He's all brown, but it actually looks good on him. On these two skins, I don't care for it. There are worst tier 1 skins in this game as of right now. Moving on to my number 6 spot, I gave it to the Mission Specialist. For me, the Mission Specialist is easily the worst astronaut skin in this game. I don't care for the astronaut skins. Maybe, you know, if I was making this video a long time ago, or if the astronaut skins came out today, then I would like them a little bit more. But I feel like the astronaut skins, to me, are just so tiring. I don't like seeing them. I don't like using them. I just feel like there are way too many of them in this game as of right now, and I personally don't like the design all that much. Moving on to my number 5 spot, I gave it to the Carbide. And honestly, I feel bad putting the Carbide so low on this list because him and Omega, they paved the way for upgrades or customizations in this game. They were the first skins to do it, but I don't really care about that in this video. If I was making a video of skins that changed what we see in skins today, then, you know, Carbide, he'd be high up on that list. He would be something that I praise. But for a skin in this video, I just don't use him very often. I don't like looking at him all that much. He's not bad by any means. He's just kind of average at this point. Moving on to my number 4 spot, the Blue Squire. And honestly, guys, the Blue Squire made it way higher up on this list, but I think he just has that more medieval look that is more appealing to me than any other of the skins below him. He's not my favorite skin, but he's definitely grown on me, and he continues to grow on me. So maybe one day he'll be the best skin on this list. We'll have to wait and see, because he definitely is growing on me. Moving on to my number 3 spot, Calamity. You know I have to love Calamity. The only thing is, I really like her design. She's sort of like Wukong in my mind. I love the design of Wukong, but his shoulder pads get in my way. When I'm trying to scope in on someone or trying to look for people, they get in my way. That's why I don't like using him. Same with Calamity. I think her giant trench coat gets in my way as well. I think it's a little annoying using her, but I still love her skin design and I still love her character design. So I have to put her at her number 3 spot. I love her cosmetic upgrades as well. I love her at tier 1 and I love her at her final stage. So, you know, Calamity, definitely a good tier 1 skin. Good number 3 spot. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I had to give it to Drift. This used to be my favorite legendary skin. It's definitely been knocked down a few notches though. I still love using it. I love his color scheme. I love the trench coat design on him and Calamity. They're both really cool. I love him, but he's at our number 2 spot because at my number 1 spot, I had to give it to DJ Yonder. I don't know why I like this skin so much, but it is my favorite. I like his color scheme a lot. Let me actually take a look at him. He's very vibrant. He's very colorful. I like his back bling a lot too, and if I'm using him and his back bling, it's like one of the most colorful combinations in this game. For me, I like the llama head as well. Overall, I really like this skin. Tell me what you guys think about it. Do you disagree with any of my tier 1 picks? Let's move on to my tier 23 picks. So at my number 5 spot for the worst tier 23 skin in this game, I had to give it to Giddy Up. You know, it's a funny idea. but I feel like it suffers the same fate as Calamity or Wukong. It's way too intrusive. I can't see anything when I'm using this skin. It gets in my way. It's too thick. For me, Giddy Up, it was a good thought. It just didn't work out too well in the game. Let's move on to my number 4 spot. This one's actually a tier 21 skin, not tier 23, but close enough. Can you all agree? I gave it to the Royale Knight, another skin that has been growing on me, but tier 23 definitely had some good competition. Let's move on to my number 3 spot, Technique. This one, I feel like it has to be at our number 3 spot. It's very middle of the road. It's all gray, nothing too crazy. You know, it's just an all gray hooded girl. Nothing too crazy about it. I feel like it deserves the number 3 spot. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I gave it to Rustlord. Rustlord, to me, is a great skin. He's a great battle pass skin. He's such a troll skin, and I love him for that factor. I feel like for another, battle pass skin to live on, as Rustlord has, it has to be a meme. It has to be a Black Knight. It has to be a John Wick. It has to be a Rustlord. These are meme skins, and that's why Rustlord is at my number 2 spot, but he can't be topped out at my number 1 spot. The Red Line, I love her design. I think she easily deserves the best spot on this list. Tell me what you guys think. Do you disagree with any of these? I know you will. Maybe not on this one. I think Redline will be the favorite. But yeah, I don't really see any others beating her out. Maybe Royale Knight. We'll see though. Moving on to my tier 47 skins. At my number 5 spot, she's actually a tier 55 skin, but she didn't really fit in any other category. I could have put her in the tier 71 skins, but that's a little bit too high. It's a lot closer to the tier 41s or 47 skins. So the Moonwalker at my number 5 spot, easily the worst. Again, I don't really care for the astronaut skins. That's why she's there. She's not terrible by any means, but she's just not great. Moving on to my number 4 spot, I had to give it to Zoe. Zoe, one of the most vibrant skins in this game, sort of like DJ Yonder. I just don't like her as much. I feel like, oh my gosh, like I should like her more. I feel like I should. I feel guilty not liking her more, but her colors, the green and pink, don't go amazingly well together. She's still a pretty good skin in my mind. Definitely no bad skins in the tier 47 section. Moving on to my number 3 spot, I had to give it to the Sunstrider. For me, she's a very simple skin, but that color red, it's so colorful, it's so vibrant. I love this skin, guys. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I had to give it to the Fable. For me, the Fable, it's just so much more detailed than the Sunstrider. I think the Sunstrider, it doesn't even compare really to the Fable. I think it's way more detailed. I like its design more. I like what it's based off of, the Red Riding Hood, more. I think overall, she just easily tops out the Sunstrider. Moving on to my number 1 spot, she is a tier 56 skin, but she deserves a spot on this list, on the tier 47 list. The Sparkle Specialist. She is my favorite, season 2 skin. She is my favorite battle pass skin. I love her. I think you have to rock her if you do have her. She just can't be topped out, guys. Moving on to the tier 71 skins, we're gonna start out at our number 4 spot. I had to give it to the Sledgehammer. This one reminds me so much of the Battlehawk. Very simple, like sort of desert army design. I don't care for it. I don't like it. Nice mustache, nice beard. I'll give him that. Definitely not a good skin though. Moving on to my number 3 spot, I gave it to Valor. I feel like Valor just isn't appreciated enough by me, but she couldn't beat out the number 2 or 1 spot. I do like the skin. She sort of reminds me of Triceratops with the all red themed color, but I don't care. She still is at her number 3 spot. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I gave it to the Dark Voyager. I have to give credit where credit is due. The Dark Voyager paved the way, well, alongside the Black Knight, for the all black themed skin design, and he definitely works good with it. I do like, if I only had the Dark Voyager as an option for a skin, I think I would like him a lot more. I think he becomes worse in my mind because there's Moonwalker, there's Dark Vanguard, there's Mission Specialist, there's so many astronaut skins. And sometimes, you know, with like the team leader designs, I like that. I like it, but I don't think we needed this many astronaut skins. Moving on to my number 1 spot for the tier 71 skins, I gave it to Dusk. Dusk easily tops them all out. I love her design. I love the vampire themed skin design. The sort of edgy color scheme she has going, the purple and black looks so good. For me, it's a perfect skin. There's nothing wrong with it. I love it. Let's move on to my tier 86 and 87 skins. So my worst tier 86 and 87 skin at our number 4 spot is the squad leader. This guy, he's just nothing special. You know, for the Zoe, I can respect the Zoe for being something so different, so colorful, so vibrant, so out there. But then you see the squad leader and you're like, what? Why does that skin exist? It's so plain, it's so boring. The colors on him, that kind of vomit green color, does not appeal to me. I don't care what you say, guys. This is one of the worst skins to ever come out in this game. Let's move on to my number 3 spot, Nightshade. For me, Nightshade is basically a Fate clone. From the back, that's the only time you see her, from the back. She looks almost identical to Fate. And there's so many hooded characters like her that she's just nothing special. She's just not worse than the squad leader. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I gave it to Rook. A very simple skin, but it's way better than the squad leader and the Nightshade. I do personally like it, but it cannot beat out our number 1 spot, the Elite Agent. Easily the best skin in this category. My second favorite in this game from Battle Pass skins. Let's move on to the tier 100 skins. All right, guys, I'm getting ready. I'm getting prepared to get screamed at in the comment section. At my number 5 spot, I had to give it to Omega. To me, Omega, compared to the Black Knight, compared to the Reaper, for the all black skin design, he is easily the worst. That does not mean he's a bad skin. I don't think they've made a bad tier 100 skin yet. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they will in the future. But as of right now, Omega, he's not special enough to make it any higher. Let's move on to my number 4 spot. I had to give it to Ragnarok. For me, I love this design. I love the horns. I love the upgrades. He doesn't look good throughout all of his upgrades, but for most of his upgrades, I would say he looks pretty good. His tier 1 skin isn't disgusting, but his last tier is definitely better. Let's move on to my number 3 spot, the Reaper, the John Wick. You guys know I love the Reaper. I love the John Wick. It's a skin I go back to. Is Omega or Ragnarok a skin I go back to? No, it's not. The Reaper or John Wick, it's something that's so simple. It's basically just a guy in a suit, but it was the first person to do that. I really like the design. You know, he's the wild card is a reskin of the John Wick. The Jack Gordon is a reskin of the John Wick. We've seen it multiple times before, but I think those skins are both good. I don't think Magnus, which is a reskin in my mind to the Ragnarok, is a good skin. But both of the reskins of the John Wick are both good in my mind. That's why I like the John Wick so much. I think even with his reskins, he still looks good. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I gave it to the Black Knight, guys. The Black Knight, iconic. What can I say? It's not a skin I'll use all that often. I can still appreciate it for how iconic it is, though. It's one of the most, I can't even figure out another word but iconic skins in this game. It's a staple of what we expect from skins. It's so nice, it's so clean. The all black design with a little bit of that red just makes him look amazing. I think he's one of the best skins to ever come out in this game, but you know, he's not my favorite. I can say that he's one of the best skins, but still not my favorite. I can't think of another example like that where, you know, there's just an amazing skin, but it's just not my favorite. I'm trying to look for an example real quick, but I can't find one. I can't put my finger on another skin like that. But there are other skins out there that are just amazing, but you know, I just don't personally like them all that much. Black Knight, a skin I really do like, but not beating out our number 1 spot. My number one spot, I had to give it to the Dire. For me, the Dire's first tier are horrible. They are ugly. They are disgusting. But his last tiers are amazing. Once you get to that second tier, bam, you already basically have them fully upgraded. You're waiting for those different colors. You're waiting for the gray. You're waiting for the white. You're waiting for the black. But the brown looks amazing. The gray, amazing. White, amazing. And black, amazing. For me, the white is the best, but you know, they're all still really good. I like the different color changes as well. It's very simple, but to me, they're just so good. I love them. And I don't know if Dire will be beat out next season. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Dire is going to remain at our number one spot until next season, guys. If you disagree, tell me in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you're not too pissed. Bye-bye, guys.